So the first thing is to check the hull on the right side, left side and behind, and then check nothing's in the propeller. Okay, got it.
Yeah, if you finish with checking on the outside, what you do is you grab the top of the thing and you shake it back and forth like this to see if the hull is stable. Propulsion equipment, you look at your propulsion, if on the old engine now, we would raise that prop up and we would look at it. This new outboard, I don't know if you tip the outboard up or not. The lights. You will look at the light in front, you'll go up and point to them. There's a red and green light in front, there's a white light on the top, and there's a stern light. The lights are divided into 120 degrees each approximately, so that in the front you've got 120 red, 120 green, and in the back you've got 120 white, and that makes a full 360. Then we have to look at the dashboard, and you're going to see, I'll try to point out all the things to you, the oil pressure gauges, switches, there's a switch for a horn, there's a switch for lights, and there are 2 column switches down the side there. Again, I haven't been in this boat, so I don't know how this dock is set up. I'm going to show you the gauges on the dashboard. I'm also going to show you the emergency equipment, which normally is under the passenger seat on the port side. And you also need to see the flare, and you have to look at the flare and read the date on the flare. And you also have to point out the fire extinguisher. There will be 2 fire extinguishers. One will be in the cockpit, and the other one will be in the engine area. Basically what happens is when I'm showing you the dash, I'm going to start it up, start the engine up, and when we're ready, we will untie the bow line first, then the stern line, and step onto the boat. The engine will be running, and you will have a pole, boat hook. The boat hook is a long pole, about yay long. It has a hook on one end and nothing on the other end. You're going to use the other end to push the stern of the boat out. So it goes out like this. And then you're going to move into where the engine is, put it in reverse idle, and the boat will go on out like this. The reason that you're going to do that is that if you do the opposite, if you go straight ahead, you may, when make your turn, you may bang the heel of the boat into the dock. So you back out slowly and around like this. Then I'll take you out, and I'll have fun at this time because this is the only time I ever get to drive this boat, because I'm going to turn it over to you when we get out under the bridge. And when we get out to the river itself, we go up to 2,000.
So we don't go up to 2,000 until we hit the river. Okay.
Yeah.
So we've taken the boat out, we're in the river, and we're going to do reverse.
Yeah, this is your first move.
Right.
In the river. So they will ask you to drive the boat in reverse.
Right.
So you'll get up and look at the prop, you'll come back down, and then you will take a look at all sides, all the way around, so that you're free of traffic.
Right.
And you say going in reverse, you will pull the lever down to reverse idle speed and start maneuvering.
And what is reverse idle
in
speed?
reverse. Yes.
That's 1,000. Reverse idle speed is 1,000.
Yeah, 1,000. So you're just moving at 1,000. So you will have one hand on the steering wheel, one hand on the accelerator, on the clutch.
And that's here on the
accelerator.
left. So this is the accelerator. Okay.
And you will drive straight back, looking back, just about 50 yards or so.
Okay. And you have to go straight.
Yeah, you may say, I'm going in reverse. The instructor or the examiner may say you may stop, in which case you move back to neutral, and you're done.
Then next is to go forward.
Yes. So you've come back and you have checked reverse in this area up here. So then you will be given a course. I want you to go to that smokestack.
Right.
And while you're going to that smokestack, you will say, please turn to that building there. So you will turn to that building there. You will just turn over at speed. So he's checking your ability to steer the boat under power.
Right.
And we're talking 2,000 to 2,500 RPM. So it's at a high speed. And he will go through that. At some point, he may have you stop and take a bearing on that smokestack.
Right.
And you will get that compass, that hand bearing compass out, put it around your wrist, flip the pyramid prism up, point it at that smokestack, and the number will appear for you. I'll throw the buoy out.
So this is the man
We'll
overboard.
move aboard, move away from it, and then you will have to pick it up.
Right.
So what you're going to do is you're going to go around to it slowly,
Right.
and so that you are in idle when you get next to it, and then you can either reach over by hand or you can use that boat hook
Right.
to pick up the man overboard. So here's a guy in the water. He's floating downstream in our case. Are you going to move on this side here so that he does not float? Well, if you put him on this side, he's going to bump into the boat.
Oh, the other thing is depending upon where the wind is too. So
Yeah.
if it's windward, then you pick him up on the leeward side.
Right. So here he'd run into the boat. Over here, if you've got him over here, he's going to float away from the boat. Or if you come up next to him like this in a power boat, you're heading into the wind and he is next to you. You can pick him up on either side. Makes no difference.
Okay.
Yeah. And the problem, the situation is if you end up on the other side, you get close to him and you end up on the other side from what you said you were going to do, it's
Right.
okay. Pick him up anyway. The important thing is to
So
get him
do I
back
have
on
to
the
say
boat.
to the examiner which side I'm going to pick him up on?
Yes. So, yeah.
So I have to say, okay, I'm going to pick him up on the port side or on the starboard side, depending upon where the wind is.
Well, if you're in a sailboat,
Right.
in a power boat, you don't have that. It doesn't matter.
That's right.
Slalom.
The Witches of Slalom.
This is the slalom here. The slalom in skiing is when you go when you're
Right.
going down the hill like this.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Skiing, yeah.
Slalom in boat is going like this. Okay, notice that you start out on one bearing, you go through the slalom and you end up on the same bearing.
Right, that you went.
Okay? So what I hope to teach you is that when you're on one side of the slalom, you're going to look down those three buoys and you're going to pick something on the other side that you can aim at when you get through it.
Right.
Or there is a compass on your boat. You read what the compass reading is and you come back to that compass when you get back.
Right.
What will happen is that where's my bearing? Okay. You're going to come through here, and then you're going to make a long turn up there to this one here, whereas they want you to come this way and turn back.
Right.
Parking the dock right now is very simple because there's nobody else on the dock.
Right.
Okay. When you park the boat, you're going to come in, here's the dock, you're going to come in like here and you're going to come out here. And then you're going to grab that boat hook and you're going to use the hook end to hook the dock and pull the boat up to
And
it.
we reverse again.
Yes. Okay. All right. Don't try to get too close to the dock, but don't try to get too far away. Maybe a yard. You point at it.
At the waterline.
Walk a line. You can't see it there, but you got to walk back here
And point.
and point to it. If you look back here, you're particularly interested that nothing is around the prop.
Right.
Okay.
That's the propeller. So then after that you get on the boat and then you check the other waterline.
Forth like
Okay.
this.
So this is checking stability.
This is checking stability.
Okay.
That will let the water scuppers, they're called.
Scuppers.
That let the water flow out should there be any water
So
inside.
make sure there's not water here. Okay.
All right. He'll ask you,
Here's the
where's
safety
the
equipment.
bucket?
That's the bucket.
That's the bucket.
You throw a bucket in.
Okay. And there's
There's
the
a life
life buoy.
ring.
Here's the anchoring chain.
Okay.
One fire extinguisher. There should be two. Where's the
Yeah.
second one?
There's the flare. Find the date.
It says 2603.
Windshield wiper,
Windshield wiper.
left and right.
Okay. Oh, left and right. Two separate ones.
And water if you need water.
Okay.
Over here we have the bilge pump.
The bilge pump. Okay.
Yeah, bilge pump. Horn. These deal with lights.
Lights. Okay.
so that it gets gas fumes out.
Oh, okay. So that blows through
So
the
it
engine.
stops gas building up.
Yeah,
Do we ever use it?
yes.
When do we use it?
We use it before we start the engine. We turn it on for a minute,
Right.
then we start the engine, then we can turn it off.
So that's that blower, and then we have the horn and the bilge pump. Do we need to use the bilge pump? Only if there's water.
We never use a bilge pump in my 12 years of experience.
And then we have the lights. Fuel
I don't know what this
It's
is.
voltmeter.
Voltmeter down. You have oil and temperature. You got the ammeter gauge. This thing here, you press these two and
Right.
it pushes the engine, pulls the engine up, and you press this one and it pulls it down.
So first of all, we have to put we put this clip here, and then let's switch it on.
You can push it. Now that's going forward
That's going forward, okay?
at idle speed.
Right.
Okay. And then as you press it on further, the RPMs increase.
Okay.
So it's like an accelerator.
Yeah.
Again, putting on the gas, so to speak.
And that's neutral. This is reverse.
It's like an automatic, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that's going faster.
And then you have this. Same thing.
So those two things are the same thing. Up and down, and you need to be completely down, is that correct? You may be asked to check the rev counter. Push the button on the side of the lever, pull the lever down, it will now feel loose. You can use the lever to check the rev counter without powering the boat.
Now he may have you do this
Oh, hand bearing
while we're
compass.
tied up here,
Right.
or he may have you do it out here. The first thing you do is you put your hand through here. And this is points. This
Right.
is points. It's very important that you put your
Put
hand,
your hand
through
through
there.
there.
And you hold it like this. This is an updated version of what they used in World War II. Then you're going to turn this up
Turn this up.
so that it's parallel. See, this is parallel.
That's parallel to this. Okay. So we take that out, and you must put your hand in this loop, and then you put that straight. So then we can see the reading in the prism.
And this is a fire extinguisher.
Oh, that's another
Automatic
fire
extinguisher.
Okay,
Yes.
automatic
Should any fire start there, it'll go.
So that's the automatic fire extinguisher for the back here.
The white thing back there, I believe, is a bilge pump.
That's the
If
bilge
too
pump.
much water comes into this thing, that will
Okay.
kick on automatically and start pumping the water out.
Right. And here's our battery.
Over here is your battery. Oh, this is an important switch right here.
Right.
That's the power switch to the engine.
Oh, that's the power switch to the engine, right?
And next to it, over here, is the fuel filter. Times to make sure that fuel is getting back there.
Oh, I see. Do I have to do that?
Yes.
This is the stern line, and the bow line's at the front here. And it's got a cleat hitch.
It's coiled up so that when you come back and you tie the boat up, you get out of the boat, you tie the boat up, you're going to tie this one first, and you're going to coil that line. The line comes off of the boat, around the cleat, through the knot, and it goes out in the same direction. Watch me do it. Okay, so you're coming off the boat, you get around there like that.
Right.
Around one time.
One time around.
Over.
Under you.
Over.
Over.
Then, like this.
With that
Twist
coming
it over.
underneath. That's right. With that twisting on top. Okay, so I've moved this hole here to the left-hand side, the port side. Okay, he's going forward. But is that what I'll do on Thursday? Go forward.
If you're, yeah, if you've got nothing in front of you, yeah, that's the easiest way.
Okay. So here's Bill driving our boat.
We're going at about 1,000 RPM.
So we stayed at 1,000 RPM coming out. So we've now pushed up the speed. We're now doing like 3,000.
Play around, just enjoy.
So we're taking a
330,
reading,
320.
and his arm's length, and he's remembered to put the handle over his wrist. So we're going to do the slalom now. So here we go for the slalom again, lining up. So just over 2.5 RPM. He's going to weave in and out. Boys. That's the first one. Second one. And here's the third one. Great. Checking you lined up.
Falling off a log, eh?
Line it up.
You lined up?
Pretty much. Doing the slalom now. You're avoiding these waves. It's the big waves. You come in at a 30-degree angle, coming close to here, and then you're going to use this pole which you had before, which originally was on this side. Now that's there, so that's fine. And you pull it in 2 ropes. Do your this knot first, and this one second. Cleat hitch, and that's it.